The war in the Gaza Strip has resulted in a lot of casualties. Civilians, aid workers, and also Israeli soldiers. All of them have become a target in this war. In the latest, the United Nations staff member was tragically killed by the Israelis in the Gaza Strip. The incident occurred in Rafah when a United Nations vehicle was targeted, marking the first international casualty amongst the UN staff since this war broke out. In a dramatic shift, the United Nations Office for Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs has now revised its data pertaining to the number of Palestinian casualties in over the 7-month-long war. They've reduced the death toll by almost half the number of women and children that they previously claimed had been killed. The United Nations says that the death toll in the Gaza Strip from the war is still more than 35,000. But the Enclave's Ministry of Health has updated its breakdown of the fatalities, further adding that the figure represents the number of identified casualties, and the documentation process of fully identifying the remaining casualties is still ongoing.
Remains unchanged, and it's at more than 35,000 people since October 7th. What's changed is the Ministry of Health in Gaza has updated the breakdown of fatalities for whom full details have been documented. So what they recently published was that they gave figures for 24,686 out of 34,622 overall fatalities recorded in Gaza.
And the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has said that more than 1,000 members of Hamas are being treated in hospitals across the country, reiterating his stance that Hamas is a resistance movement for Palestinian liberation.
Ben asla Hamas'ı bir terör örgütü olarak görmüyorum.
I never see Hamas as a terrorist organization, and as of this moment, I follow Hamas step by step. And in my country right now, more than 1,000 Hamas members are in our hospitals, all of them undergoing treatment.
Hamas'ın mensupları hastanelerimizde.
On the battlefield, the Israeli forces are pushing deeper into the ruins of Gaza's northern edge to recapture an area from Hamas. Meanwhile, in the south, the Israeli tanks and troops have pushed across a highway into Rafah, leaving the Palestinian civilians scrambling to find safety. On the other hand, according to a top official in the Biden administration, the Americans now do not see it as possible for the Israelis to achieve total victory in defeating Hamas.
In some respects, we are struggling over what the theory of victory is. And I think sometimes when we listen closely to Israeli leaders, they talk about mostly the idea of some sort of sweeping victory on the battlefield, total victory. I don't think we believe that that is likely or possible.
Elsewhere in West Bank, the Israeli protesters blocked aid trucks headed for Gaza. The protesters could be seen throwing supplies from the trucks onto the ground. Now, according to a statement from the lawyers representing the protesters, 4 demonstrators, including a minor, were arrested by the officials. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.